in the league against the pass at number 28.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
To throw is Jackson. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want. And other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
This is 2nd and 8. Throwing is Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. To the right side, into the hands of Flowers. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going for it with Dobbins. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as he'll wind up going backwards. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And this defense holds on the night's opening drive. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions in not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know something, big guy? We're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Jackson now. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game. It's certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
And this returnable for Hill. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Murray's throw is taken in by Waddle. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Now a 2nd and 10. Murray now to throw. They'll swing this out wide. Here's H.A. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot.
Looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 36 yards on the play.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run with Dobbins. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Jackson. Flushed out right. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That's an early scramble to be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
3rd and goal, Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. So nothing doing there. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
And this is off the left upright, and it caroms in. Not the most convincing kick you'll see, but he got it to go. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern a little bit. Whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Got a man, it's Robbie Chosen. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Murray. That's going to be caught downfield by Hill. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very solid gain of 27. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. This will be caught just inside the 10. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, then it'll be set up with a 1st and goal.
Hey.
To throw, it's Murray. Touchdown! Jalen Waddle, his first touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead. That's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, gotta give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free. And his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And trouble there on the kickoff as that goes out of bounds. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3. Jackson options out left. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. Escaping the press. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting him in for the sack. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Here's Hill on the return. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took... There he goes, left side! And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him under wraps, and delivers a big play here for this offense.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
2nd and a couple. Here's Murray. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to extend their lead. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. When they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. A break there for this offense as they will get a chance to start at the 40-yard line. Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what?
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now it's Jackson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And in for the Ravens touchdown. A big play there. 55 yards. And the Ravens have got it back to within a score. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
kills.
speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're starting to put some space here. You know, the first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Murray now. This one thrown underneath to A-Chain. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing.
Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on first down.
Second and 10. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a 5-point game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Ravens are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Throwing is Jackson. Flushed out right. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Looking deep downfield. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Keon Crossan. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Open man is Waddle, complete. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. It's got to be so tough having the ball in the middle of the field like that, knowing that a linebacker is just waiting to make a big tackle like we just saw.
No doubt about it, because offense coordinators love to call plays to send receivers into the middle of the field. And linebackers, they want to naturally discourage those plays from being called.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 42 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. Well, if they can execute the run-pass option like that, it puts the defense in a really, really tough spot.
The running ability of Kyler Murray makes defensive coordinators and players crazy, because essentially now you have an extra running back there. So if he keeps it, you've got a problem. If he hands it inside, you're probably not ready for it because you have all your focus back on number 1.
First down, they go back to A-Chain. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
This 2nd and 4. Now Murray. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Here's a give to Dalvin's running right. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Play action. It's Jackson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in this third quarter. So a very strong first drive in this second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a third quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well moving the ball down the field.
Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. And he's got it. The try for two is successful, and it pushes the lead up to a field goal. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
But this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Coach.
On second down, a run by H.A. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 68 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
Here's Murray from midfield. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. A give up the middle to H.A. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
3rd and 8. That's caught. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Ravens. He's to the 15. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one. Hence the decline.
Tucker now for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around, as this one is up and good to extend their lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now Murray. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties. And then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
First down, Murray. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Murray. They'll swing this out wide. Here's A-Chain. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
A-Chain on 1st and 10. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
Murray going to throw. The quick slant cut. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Sentinels are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And by rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Jackson. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
From the gun, Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A shotgun snap and again to Dobbins to about the 26 here.
I'll like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Now Dobbins again on second down. Shrugs him off. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
And sometimes things come together exactly like you want. It's not just been the volume of carries he's had in this contest. It's been the production as well.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Another run here with Dobbins. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Dobbins once more. And he will not get in. In fact, he might have lost a yard. Back to the 2. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Jackson now. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Isaiah Likely. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens will add to their 4th quarter lead. Tucker now to add the point after. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Murray. They set up the screen to A-Chain. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. That one complete to Hill. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Throwing again, Murray. And it's caught. Touchdown. Gerald Everett, 27 yards. And the Sentinels have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he'll get in for the 2 points, and in so doing, cut the deficit to 2 points. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a mistake, a surprising mistake there in the kicking game as he sends that one out of bounds. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Flowers. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. Now he's loose again. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So this play, until recently, only something you'd probably expect to see in a college game, but running quarterbacks are certainly in vogue, and this turned into a big play.
And you and I both know that for a long time, coaches worried about their quarterbacks taking too much punishment, running plays like this, and they still worry about it. But when you can break up big chunks of yardage like that, it's worth the risk. Plus, you're coaching that quarterback to see those guys coming and get down before the big hit occurs.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college. Touchdown! Rashad Bateman, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Ravens are able to add on to that lead.
Well, after another passing touchdown, I don't think it'd be an understatement to say that he's in the zone, and I believe he likes it.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that makes it a 9-point game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25. This is 1st and 10. Now Murray. Tyreek Hill. That'll be caught by Hill. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Murray to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Hill. Now 2nd down and a few inches. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here comes 2nd down. Back to throw. Murray. That ball caught. It's chosen. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 14. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Murray. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Rocky Sin. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Baltimore, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Rio, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.